Welcome everybody to another game of Squirrels Baseball. We've got our lone off day of April tomorrow, so if you've been watching the first 3 seasons, you'll know that means I like to get a day of rest for people. So we'll get the bench guys in and keep them fresh. And we're just going to take the whole top half of the guys here, and we'll get the bottom half tomorrow. And let's change the lineup a little bit. Miyake had a really good offensive season last year. Normally I'd bat him down in the lineup, but I think I'm actually going to keep him in second here. I think something like that. That'll work, I think. So yeah, one more game here in Cincinnati, then I think we are back home against the Brewers. Maybe we're at Milwaukee and then we come back home. I can't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure we play the Brewers next after the off day tomorrow. Anyway, here is Great American Ballpark. Julian Tavares pitching for the Reds. I didn't know he was on the Reds. Oh, sorry, you can probably hear my younger daughter up there in the background. I was just looking, I don't think Tavares, he played for a lot of teams. I don't remember if he played for the Reds or not. It doesn't look like he ever played for the Reds in reality. Anyway, first pitch of the game, Phil's going to lead off for us today. And he's going to start off with a hit after struggling to get his first hit. That's, I think, 2 in a row for him. Miyake's up here. Sorry, my girls are now both in the room for some reason. It's on the orange paper that's upstairs on the tall dresser. It's on the tall dresser. You got your dog. Very cool. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Miyake up at the plate. He's got a 3-1 count with the runner on first, and the count runs full. And he'll take a walk. Quentin getting his first start of the season. And we got 2 on and nobody out. And he's got an 0-2 count to start after that pitch caught the outside. Infield fly rule here. Runners stay put. 1 down for Terry. He looks at strike 1 on a splitter. Swing and a miss. 0-2 count. And he puts that one into the right center gap. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Phil scores. Miyake's going to stay put. Terry stops at second. Runners on second and third. Zach up at the plate. Wild pitch. And in comes Miyake. That'll move Terry to third with only 1 out. Zach at the plate, and he's got a 1-1 count. Swings it, probably ball 2, but fouls it off, so not a lot of harm done. And swinging a miss, strike 3. 2 down, Sweeney at the plate, also making his first start of the season. I think all the bench players other than Miyake, for dumb reasons, are making their first start of the year. Sweeney, that low fastball gets called a strike. 1-2 count. Similar pitch, but doesn't get the call this time. He's going to put that one into left field for a hit. That will score Terry. 3 runs so far this inning. Martinez up to bat. 2 down still. Fouls that one off. 1-1 the count. High fastball called strike 2. Fouls that one off again. Still a 1-2 count. Looks at strike 3. That'll end the inning, but not before the Squirrels can score 3 runs. We go to the bottom of the first. And Hopper will lead off per usual for Cincinnati. Starting the game for the Squirrels is Graves. He should actually be on normal rest. So we had some weirdness with the rotation that time through, but Graves should be on his normal rest today. And he puts in a fastball for strike 1. Slider, 0-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Shao at the plate. Shao has been doing his job. I mentioned this, the first game. The Reds started off the year with Ken Griffey Jr. and a healthy Ken Griffey Jr. in center field. The next year they had Torrey Hunter, and he was doing very well. The last 2 years now, in year 3 and now year 4, Shao's been the center fielder, and he's not the power hitter that those two guys are, but he is a very good center fielder, and he's gotten on base against us. But not this inning. We go 1-2-3 after that ground ball out of Derek Lee. So we've played 1, Squirrels 3, Reds nothing. And Joey will lead things off here in the second. Fastball right down the middle. Joey lets it go by for strike 1. Same thing for strike 2. Grounds to third. Encarnacion gets it over to first for out number 1. Graves at the plate looking for his first hit of the year. Although he's not being paid to hit. We all know that. We don't have any exceptionally well hitting pitchers, but Graves probably the worst of the bunch. I don't have any numbers to back that up. That's just my gut feeling of watching this team the past 3 years. Grounds that one to second for out number 2. And we'll go back to the top of the order for Phil, who through all his struggles is batting 111, so he at least does have a triple-digit batting average. And another hit. Look at that. Just a slow going now. Phil can't stop him. A single through the left side of the infield, and that'll bring up Miyake. He looks at strike 1. Puts that one in the air. Derek Lee's running back. Cannot get it. Drops in for a base hit. Miyake stops at first, but Phil, who is not fleet of foot, made it all the way to third. That'll bring up Quentin. And Tavares already tired out there. Has a 2-0 count. Make that 3-0. Almost hit him. And he walks Quentin on 4 pitches. Bases loaded. 2 outs for Terry. Strike 1 on that fastball. Swings, gets it, hit up the middle. That's going to score 2, it looks like. Yeah, Miyake does get in there. That'll make it 5-0 Squirrels. 2 outs, Zach at the plate. Runners on first and second. And a called strike 1. Called strike 2. Tavares gassed out there now, only in the second inning. Throws a wild pitch. Runners both move up a base. Tavares really struggling to get through this inning. Zach grounds it. Not a badly placed ball, and he is able to leg it out for an infield single. Scores another run, makes it 6-0, and that'll be it for Tavares. He hits the showers early. The Reds turn to Ibar. And Sweeney up at the plate. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Squirrels already up 6-0 on Cincinnati. Fouls that one off. We've got a 0-2 count. Swings and misses, and that will end the inning, but not before we score 3 more runs. Off to a very fast start in this game. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Adam Dunn will lead things off for the Reds to try to get some life. He grounds towards second. Phil can't quite get there. That'll be good for a single for Adam Dunn. That's the ball. Kester probably would have gotten to that one just because he's so much faster than Phil, but 0-2 the count here on Edwin Encarnacion. And he puts a hit into center. A solid hit into the gap. Gets past Miyake. He gets it in. Dunn's going to try to score. Phil gets it in as quick as he can, but just doesn't have enough arm. So Adam Dunn scores on first from a double out of Encarnacion. Nobody out. Runner on second. Brandon Phillips at the plate. Oh, wild pitch. And that'll move Encarnacion up to third with nobody out. Swing and a miss. 1-2 count on Phillips. And gets him to swing and miss on a changeup. Big strikeout for Graves. Kennedy at the plate now. He puts it solidly into the left center gap. That'll score one more. So the Reds not done. Looked earlier like they might get buried, but fighting back here. Score now 6-2. Runner on second, only one out, and David Ross at the plate. You might remember he homered in game one in a game that the Reds ended up winning thanks to that home run. 1-2 count here. That fastball too high. Make it 2-2. Make it a full count. Grounds that one to third. Oh, actually, it was a line drive. I thought he bounced that one, but it was a line drive. So Sweeney grabs that for the second out. That'll bring up Ibar in the pitcher spot. Tavares didn't even stay in the game long enough to get a plate appearance. He grounds back to the pitcher. Graves fields it, gets it over to first, and that will end the inning. The Reds do manage to get a couple back, but we've played two. Squirrels 6, Reds 2. And to open up the third, we've got Martinez. He looks at strike one. Grounds that towards first. Lee picks it up and steps on the bag for out number one. Joey at the plate now. And that's a solid hit into shallow center. Single for Joey off the first pitch. Graves at the plate. We'll see if he bunts here. And he's swinging away right now. Looks at strike one. He swings and grounds to second. Gets the out at second. Kennedy over to first for the double play. I gotta admit, I was kind of hoping Graves would show bunt there, but instead grounds into a double play. Quick half of the third there for the Squirrels. Maybe the Reds have a little bit of momentum after scoring those couple runs. They're going to start their half of the third from the top of the order with Hopper. Norris Hopper looks at an inside strike. And puts that changeup to Phil at second. He throws over for out number one. Shaw at the plate now. I know he made it out last time up, but I don't remember how now. Don't remember if he struck out or if he did put some bat on the ball. Anyway, 1-1 count. Swing and a miss, strike two. Couldn't get him to chase that curveball. 2-2 the count. Goes with the slider, and Shaw fouls it off. Gets the call on that curveball. Strike three. I don't disagree with Shaw there. I'm not sure that pitch was a strike either. Derek Lee at the plate now. 2 outs, nobody on. He pops it up. Looks like Graves is going to field this himself, and he does for out number 3. We're through the first third. Indianapolis 6, Cincinnati 2. And Phil will lead off the fourth inning. He's got 2 singles today. He struggled to get hit number 1, but it seems like he peeled that lid off now. 0-2 count at the moment, and he does look at strike 3. Miyake at the plate. He's walked and singled today. And 2-0 the count. And I apologize for any background noise. The girls seem to be on fire tonight. 3-1 count here on Miyake. Looks at strike 2, full count. Swings and grounds to second. Phillips picks it up and throws it to first. Quinton at the plate now. He's flied out and walked. Looks at an iffy strike. Hits that one up the middle. That will get through for a base hit. 1 on, 2 out, and Terry at the plate. He's got a double and a single so far. And make that another hit. We'll see. Quinton goes to third. Terry decides to stay at first. So that will put runners on the corners with 2 outs and Zach at the plate. He looks at strike 1 on a inside fastball. Hits that one up the middle, but not a lot on it. Phillips able to pick it up and throw it over to first for the last out of that half of the 4th. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Adam Dunn will lead things off for the Reds. Reds still trailing by 4. He looks at strike 1. Grounds that to short. Joey picks it up, throws over, and out number 1. Encarnacion up at the plate. He doubled last time up to... I guess Dunn kind of started the inning, but Encarnacion really is when it felt like there was going to be a rally. That slider inside. Encarnacion backs off. 1-1 the count. Doesn't get the call on that slider. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Grounds that towards third, but it does get foul. Graves goes to the slider and misses. Full count. Got him to swing and miss on a fastball. 2 outs. Brandon Phillips at the plate. Graves was able to strike him out in a pretty big spot last time. That inning really could have gotten out of hand, I think, otherwise. As it was, 2 runs wasn't a disaster. 0-2 the count here. And swing and a miss, that will end the inning. We've played 4, Indianapolis 6, Cincinnati 2. As we move into the 5th inning, Sweeney will lead things off for the Squirrels. And Ibar will continue on for the Reds. I believe... Actually, I'm pretty confident now that I think about it. All 6 of these runs are charged to Tavares, so... Ibar doing the job in a tough spot. Although he gives up a single here up the middle to Sweeney. That'll bring Martinez to the plate. And as I praise Ibar, he starts to tire. Martinez puts that in the air, but it looks like Derek Lee will grab that one. And he does for first out. Joey at the plate. He's had a hell of a start to the year. He looks at strike 1. Sweeney made that hit and run. I don't know if that was really designed or Joey broke up a steal attempt. But in either case, 0-2 count and looks at a changeup for strike 3. Graves at the plate now. He'll have to swing away with 2 outs. If he was going to bunt, last at bat would have been the time to do it. He looks at strike 1. Pops that one towards short, and Kennedy grabs it to end the inning. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th. Still 6-2 Squirrels. Reds will have the bottom of the order coming up, 7, 8, 9. As Kennedy takes the plate. Graves winds and delivers a pitch that was fouled. Line drive into the seats on the third base side. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Drives that one. That's going to be a solid hit into right. So a single to lead off the inning for the Reds. That'll bring up David Ross. He looks at a fastball for strike 1. That one fouled off the third base side. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Reds are going to keep Ibar in here to hit. A little surprising because he looked like he'd been running out of gas. Although he's definitely answered the call at the mound. You can't fault him for that. He strikes out on 3 pitches for out number 2. Norris Hopper at the plate now. He looks at strike 1. High strike, called strike. That came out all wrong, but in any case, he swung and missed at that one. 3rd out, end of the inning. We've played 5. Squirrels 6, Reds 2. And we'll open up from the top of the order in inning number 6. Phil digs in. Fouls that one off first base side, almost right into the Reds dugout. Drives that one towards first, but Derek Lee picks it up and steps on the base. Out number 1. Miyake at the plate now. That changeup too far inside. Ibar now officially gassed. 2-0 count. Gets that fastball over for a strike. That fastball too high. 3-1. Miyake drives that one towards the shortstop, and it's caught for out number 2. And that will be it for Ibar. Tip your cap to him. I'm sure that was not their plan, but he came in and pitched admirably. But now they're going to turn to Francisco Cordero with 2 outs in the inning. Quinton up at the plate. And that first pitch too high. Second pitch too low. And that pitch just right. 2-1 the count. Quinton pops that up, but it is going to get to the seats behind home plate. 2-2 the count. Smacks that one hard down the third base line, but foul. Swings and misses, strike 3. We'll move into the bottom of the 6th. Still 6-2 Squirrels. The Reds will start off with Shao at the plate. First pitch in there for a called strike. Shao gets that one in the air. Graves will get over and grab it himself. 1 down, Derek Lee at the plate. He's grounded out and flown out. And he looks at strike 1 here. And that pitch too far inside. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Derek Lee grounds that slider. Graves fields it himself again. Throws over for out number 1. So Graves trying to do it all himself in this inning. He's got Adam Dunn at the plate now. Slider for a strike. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Gets him to chase a changeup. Strike 3. That will end the 6th. Indianapolis 6, Cincinnati 2. And we're going to start the inning, the 7th inning, with Terry. He's a single twice and doubled. And that pitch, a little bit wild. Ball 1. Terry smacks that one, but into the seats. Foul on the left, or first base side is what I was trying to say. Swings and misses. 2-2 the count now. Swings at a high pitch and he skies it, but Hopper is going to easily get under that one for out number 1. Zach at the plate now. He's singled today already. He's got an 0-2 count here, though. He grounds that to short. Kennedy picks it up and throws it over for the out. That'll bring Sweeney up to try to keep the inning alive. He singled a couple times today. Ooh. Didn't like that call, but called a strike. That pitch too far outside. 1-1 the count. And that one too high. Looked lower than the one that got called a strike. And that one is called a strike. 2-2 the count. Sweeney hits that one into the left center gap. It will roll all the way to the wall, and Sweeney will cruise into second. All right, that'll bring up Martinez to see if we can get another insurance run here. First pitch, a ball outside. That pitch up and in. 2-0 count. Martinez grounds to Phillips at second, and that will end the inning. It's stretch time in Cincinnati. Squirrels 6, Reds 2. All right, we move into the bottom of the 7th, and we'll go ahead and take Graves out here. Had one little bit of a rough inning. What? Oh, sorry, excuse me. What?
Mommy's not crying.
Mommy's crying?
No, my Muffy's crying.
Oh, okay. All right, so Jones is our usual follow-up to Graves, so we'll go ahead and turn to him here. Encarnacion will lead off the 7th for the Reds. First pitch, breaking ball for a strike. Fastball for a strike. Encarnacion is yet to swing. Does here and puts it into the left field gap. Quinton's going to grab it at the wall, but not before Encarnacion can get to second. So the Reds seem happy with the pitching change. Brandon Phillips at the plate now. Nobody out. Runner on second. Gets that fastball by him for a strike. Grounds that 2/3. Sweeney looks him back to second. Throws over and gets out number 1 at first. 1 down. Runner still at second. Kennedy at the plate now. Swings and misses at a strike. Swings at a breaking ball. 0-2. And swings and misses at another fastball. Strike 3. 2 down. David Ross at the plate now. That fastball in the dirt. Swings and misses at the breaking ball. That fastball too low. 2-1 the count. Ross puts that in the air. Quinton will not get to that. Encarnacion will score on that single. And that makes it 6-3. Pitcher spot up, and the Reds will stick with Cordero. And Cordero fouls that one off. He's got an 0-2 count. Pops that breaking ball up. Jones fields it himself, and that will end the 7th. The Reds do get 1 back, so it's now back into a safe situation. Indianapolis 6, Cincinnati 3. And I say normally I double switch almost every time, but with these games around the rest day, I tend not to do that to get the guys as much rest as I can.
I'm drawing.
You're drawing? Okay. Joey looks at strike 3. Jones is up, but we will pinch hit for him. Let's see if Marvin can maybe boost his average a little bit. Take him just a minute, okay. So Marvin will take a swing at things, and he will get to bat left-handed. Cordero wipes his brow. Nope. I thought off the bat, I thought that might be more up the middle, but I think it was right to Brandon Phillips. So that'll bring Phil up to the plate with 2 outs, nobody on. 2-0 count. Make it 3-0. Gets that over the plate for a safe strike. Phil taking all the way. Taking all the way on that one too. Runs the count full. Swings and misses, and that'll end the inning. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Squirrels still up 3. Reds will be opening things off at the top of their order. And this is suddenly a save situation again, so Hermida gets a chance to go do his setup thing. Alright, Hermida opens up to Norris Hopper. Goes with the curveball for a strike. And that fastball too high. That one in there though. 1-2 the count. Hopper fouls that off into the seats on the third base side. Still 1-2 the count. And that fastball in there for strike 3. We'll say when I made Hermida, I imagined him throwing more fastballs and mixing up that curve every now and then. He probably throws that curve a little more often than his fastball. Although Chow strikes out on 3 pitches. Well, the one thing that's been effective is, as you saw there, when he has mistake pitches that actually end up as acting as a really good changeup. 2-0 the count to Derek Lee. He swings and misses. 2-1 the count. Got him to swing at another curve. 2-2. Gets that fastball by him for strike number 3. That ends the 8th inning. Indianapolis 6, Cincinnati 3. We go into the 9th inning. Miyake will lead things off for the Squirrels. And the Reds will turn to Garrier again. We've seen a lot of him this series. A little surprised he still has much in the tank. Guess the Reds aren't really looking for him to go more than 1 inning though, so we'll see how it goes for him. Miyake at the plate, and he looks at strike 1. Foul, or grounds that one back to the pitcher, and that is thrown over for out number 1. Quinton at the plate. Looks at ball 1, sinker in the dirt. Hits that one hard up the middle. That will be through for a base hit. And that'll bring Terry up to the plate. He finally got out last time with a fly ball to right. He looks at strike 1 on a fastball down and away. Swings and misses. 0-2 the count. Swings and misses way late on that fastball. 2 down. Zach up at the plate. He has gotten a hit this game. Gotten his average up over the 200 mark again. Hopefully he can keep it there. Grounds that one up the middle, but not hard enough for a hit. Kennedy grabs it, throws it to first, and will move to the bottom of the 9th. 4-5-6 coming up for the Reds. They need 3 runs here. And we will turn, as we always do in these save situations, to Shibuya, who I think will be glad to have the day off tomorrow. Hopefully he's looked a little shaky, but I think has not given up a run yet, if I remember correctly. So we'll see if he can get through drama-free here. And Adam Dunn will lead things off. Looks at strike 1. Swings, gets through the middle for a single. Phil had a little bit of a shot at it, but not able to get there. So leadoff single, Encarnacion at the plate. He takes strike 1. Oh no, they called that a ball. So 2-0 the count. I really thought that first one was a strike. Swings and misses at that one. That will be strike 1. Swings and misses at that one. 2-2 the count. Swings and misses again. Really effective changeup there from Shibuya to get the strikeout for out number 1. That'll bring Brandon Phillips to the plate, who I don't think has gotten a hit this game. I didn't see for sure on that. Lines to short here, and Joey grabs it for out number 2. Kennedy at the plate to try to keep this game alive for Cincinnati. Oh, steal attempt from Adam Dunn. I don't know what he was thinking. He was thrown out by a mile. And that will end the game. I would imagine somebody's talking to Dunn there, or maybe Kennedy missed a hit and run sign or something, but I don't know. None of that made sense to me. But that will end the game. Squirrels 6, Reds 3. As we look at the replays here, the highlights, thank you everybody who's come this far for watching. If you want to like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever, all that good social media stuff. And like I said, we are off tomorrow. No game tomorrow, so we'll be back on the 19th. And here's the, I don't know what Dunn was thinking there. Terry gets nod for player of the game by driving in the first run. I guess that's as good of a reason as any. So once again, thank you everybody for watching. We will not see you tomorrow, so we will see you on... What is today? Today's Monday. See you on Wednesday.